Okay. So let's start. So last time we have discussed magnetic force, magnetic field, and magnetic flux in general. Okay. And we have seen na medyo similar yung form ng flux, B dot A, E dot A, right? Tapos magnetic force, magnetic field lines ay similar din naman halos yung pag-create, although ang difference lang with electric field lines ay electric field lines start and end somewhere. Okay? So may source and sink. Magnetic field lines, wala kang source or sink. So they go in a loop. Okay? And kung nadaanan nyo na sa math yung divergence and curl, makita nyo na kapag loop yung field lines, sabihin, wala siyang divergence. Zero yung divergence niya. Meaning, hindi siya nagda-diverge or converge to anything. Kasi naglo-loop lang siya around, right? Naglo-loop around lang siya. That's why, so kung naglo-loop around lang siya, wala siyang divergence. Hindi siya magko-converge into one point or magda-diverge into infinity. Okay. That's why, kapag closed loop, sinabi mong divergence is zero, divergence in mathematical form is yung del dot B or del dot kung ano man yung vector, something like this. And ito actually yung Gauss law for magnetism in a more differential form. Okay? Yung nakita natin na yung Gauss law ay zero, dito yun galing. Ito yung nasa left-hand side ng Gauss law. Equal lang yun doon. Okay? Kaya whatever happens, wala talaga tayong makikitang monopole. Okay? So, that's one if you think about yung mathematical consequence nung divergence. Okay? So now, let's move on to motion of charges in the magnetic field. Okay? So, suppose we have a charge particle moving with the velocity v, right here. So, moving with the velocity v, immersed in a magnetic field. Okay? So, we can use right-hand rule to find the magnetic force. So, if we right-hand rule here, so V cross B, and we get your thumb pointing upwards, that is your magnetic force. Okay? That is your magnetic force. Now, sabi natin, dapat mutually perpendicular yung three vectors, yung velocity, magnetic field, and magnetic force. Okay? Using your Newton's second law, okay? So, hindi pa rin tayo tapos kay Newton. We can actually use Newton's second law anywhere at any system. Okay, so we have this, the net force equal to the acceleration of the system or of the particle. Okay, and we see kung force ay perpendicular sa V, then yung acceleration vector must also be perpendicular with the velocity. So the magnetic force only acts to change of the particle's velocity but not its magnitude. Okay? So ano implication nito? If you have a charged particle moving in a magnetic field, it will always move in a curved path. Okay? So, actually, nakita nyo na to before, kung saan yung velocity sa yung acceleration ay perpendicular. So, ito yung velocity, ito yung acceleration, right? You will see na if anywhere at any time, ganito yung case, laging perpendicular ng dalawa, yung particle will always move in a circular path, right? For example, kung nandito yung particle, ito yung velocity niya, yung acceleration ay yung inwards. Kapag nag-move na yung particle dito, say here, yung velocity niya ay this way, okay? Yung velocity niya ay this way, yung acceleration niya ay inwards pa rin. So makita nyo, nakita na natin to before, where velocity and acceleration are always perpendicular to each other. And that only happens when the particle moves in a curved path. Okay? So, special case, if the velocity is purely perpendicular, so ibig sabihin wala kang parallel component, unlike yung before, may parallel component yung V. Okay? So ngayon, if purely perpendicular yung V and B, then the charged particle always moves in a circular path. Okay? And we have a uniform circular motion. Okay? So sana naalala nyo to from your Physics 71. Okay? Where the acceleration is exactly perpendicular to the velocity, walang parallel component, and that acceleration is called a centripetal acceleration. Okay? So from your Newton's second law, you can get the radial or centripetal acceleration to be v squared over r as long as without slipping. Di ba meron ka pang with slipping and without slipping, right? But here in this case, we are just considering without slipping. So v squared over r lang yan. Yung speed, yung translational speed is related to the tawag dito, angular speed. Tama? Ito yung translational speed. Ito yung angular speed. Right? So kung without sleeping, you can always impose this. Right? Naalala niyo pa? Naalala niyo pa yan? Okay? And then, so in that case, yung angular frequency, pwede mo ring i-apply, makukuha mo ring angular frequency, yung angular speed, right? That is your 2 pi over the period or 2 pi times the translational frequency. And the net force on the particle is directed toward the center of the circular path. So alam na natin to from your Physics 71. Okay? Your uniform circular motion. So now, in the context of a charged particle, how do we use this information? Okay? So for a charged particle that undergoes UCM, a uniform circular motion, we can calculate the radius of the circular path. So yung force natin, QV cross B. If the velocity is always perpendicular, if the velocity is purely perpendicular to the magnetic field, so makita natin purely perpendicular naman itong dalawang vectors, right? Itong V saka B. Okay? So we can just get the magnitude. When we get the magnitude of the cross product, we get QVB sine phi. Okay? Then phi is exactly 90 degrees kapag perpendicular sila. So sine 90 is 1. May iwan lang tayo ng QVB. Okay? We apply Newton's second law. So yung left-hand side is yung force, yung right-hand side ay yung radial or centripetal acceleration. And we apply yung meaning or yung definition ng radial acceleration. That is just your v squared over r. So from here, we can now relate yung charged particle with the radius of the circular path. So we can solve for r and then isolate r and we have this. So this is now the radius of the circular path that the charge Q travels with a velocity v immersed in a magnetic field B. Okay? Malinaw yon? Malinaw? Okay. And familiar din sa atin dapat yung mv sa numerator, that is just your linear momentum, right? So that is linear momentum. So if we know the linear momentum, so actually pagdating nyo ng 73, kung may 73 kayo, you will deal more on momentum rather than just the velocity. Okay. So it's either the position or momentum because of the uncertainty principle. But 73 na yan. Sila na bahala sa inyo doon. Okay. But here, pinapakita lang natin kung bakit kailangan ng linear momentum. And now R, yung capital R, is called the cyclotron radius. Okay. So yun na yung cyclotron radius. What is the frequency and period of this rotation? We can just use your knowledge from 71. So frequency, F equals omega over 2 pi. So alam natin yung omega, that is just V over R. Alam na natin yung R, right? Yung R, galing dito. Okay? And then period is just 1 over F. So lahat yon valid pa rin. Lahat ng alam natin from your waves, wave mechanics, valid pa rin naman yan. So substitute expression, we get this for the cyclotron frequency and that for the cyclotron period. Okay. So di naman kailangan i-memorize yan. Actually, kailangan nyo lang is this one. Itong R equals mv over cube. Okay. So yan lang kailangan nyo actually. Actually, hindi nyo nga rin need i-memorize kasi kung kaya nyo naman ma-derive from Newton's second law, better. Okay. So, galing na naman sa Newton's second law. Okay. So, madali lang naman dapat i-derive yan and this one. Okay. Although hindi naman tayo magde-derive dito, so bibigay lang namin equation sa inyo. So, at least you know that that is just the cyclotron frequency and the cyclotron period. Okay. A more special case is when the charged particle has both a parallel and a perpendicular component for the velocity. So here we have a parallel, nawala yung annotate ko, ayun. We have a parallel component, this, and a perpendicular component, meaning the charge moves to this, to the right, but also moves somewhere, something like paganon, okay? When that happens, tas may magnetic field tayo to the right, when that happens, then the particle will actually undergo a helical path. Okay. So, helical path yan. So, more special case yan. So, nangyari, imbis na circular siya, helical naman yung path. Okay. So, when we calculate naman yung force, QV cross B, so remember, QV cross B. So, yung velocity mo, saan na yun? Yung velocity here, ito yung velocity, right? Ito yung tamang velocity. I-decompose natin into the perpendicular saka yung parallel component. When you do the QV cross B, yung QV cross B, ang gagamitin nyo lang is yung perpendicular component. So, ito lang dapat. Okay? Ito lang i-cross mo with the magnetic field. Kasi kapag krinos mo yung parallel component with B, zero naman yun. Right? The cross product of two parallel vectors is zero. Itong component na to, zero naman to. Kapag krinos mo na with B. So, ito lang important. Itong upward, o yung perpendicular direction. Okay. So, yun, decompose natin. And we only get the perpendicular component. Yun yung ipapasok natin sa Newton's second law and we get this. So, more special case, in general, V is just a velocity, a speed. But if the velocity has both parallel and perpendicular components, we just use the perpendicular component. Okay? Gets ba yan? Gets ba yan? Okay. And with that, apply lang natin ulit yung angular frequency, cyclotron frequency, and cyclotron period. This should be period. Cyclotron period. Okay? And here, remember yung Q natin naka-absolute value. Sabihin magnitude. Okay? Kasi pag solve natin dito, magnitude lang. Hindi natin kailangan nung plus or minus. Okay? So magnitude, absolute value. Okay? So why is this important? Bakit natin ginagawa to? Bakit ba natin gusto yung cyclotron na to? So actually, this cyclotron is a particle accelerator invented by Lorentz, and he earned a Nobel Prize for this. And it's the most powerful accelerator in the 1950s, the 1940s. Yan, right? So what happens is charged particles accelerate outwards from the center along a spiral path, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Ang question ko, sa tingin nyo, bakit, ano bang important na nangyari nung 1930 to 1950? Kasi doon mas nagamit yung cyclotron. Ano sa tingin nyo nangyari nung 1930s and 1940? Between, right? World War II. Tama. Okay. So World War II happened, and during that World War II, actually, gusto nila ng technology na mas advanced than their opponents. Okay? And si Adolf, si Adolf, si paring Hitler, ang pangalan ito, may ganito. Gusto niyang gumawa ng nuclear mass weapons. Okay? And gusto rin tong unahan ngayon ng allies ng US. Okay? So what they did was to obtain uranium samples. Actually, yung uranium na yun is impure. So meron silang mga ore, uranium ores from the mine. But the uranium is actually composed of two isotopes. Meron kang yung U-235 and then U-238. Sorry, pangit ako magsulat sa ano. U-235 and U-238. So mostly ito yung common dun sa mga uranium ores. The problem, yung U-235 or basta one of these are more stable than the other. So ibig sabihin kapag kinumpile mo yung maraming isotope ng U-23 nung isang unstable, sasabog ka agad siya. Hindi mo siya makakontrol. So ayaw nila yon. Gusto nila yung stable. Right? Yung U-235 ata yung unstable or something. Anyway, so gusto nila ngayon ma-separate yung isotopes na to dun sa ore. Dun sa bato. Diba? May bato sila na uranium, maraming isotopes. Gusto nila ma-separate, maging pure lang siya na purely U-235. So yung ginawa nila, since magkaiba yung mass, definitely magkaiba yung mass ng dalawang isotope kasi yung isa mas maraming neutron, so mas malaki yung mass, right? So they created this particle accelerator where merong mga magnetic field. So may magnetic field dun sa particle accelerator. Andito yung iron ore na nagre-radiate, may radiation ng uranium. And then they shoot the uranium isotopes in this direction. Yan. Gamit na lang ako ibang kulay. Yan. They shoot the uranium isotopes in that direction. Okay? Tapos, since may magnetic field, may velocity ka, ano mangyayari? Magka-curve yung path ng isotopes. So, yung U-235, magka-curve, ngayon, pag ganyan, yung U-238, mas magka-curve more. Or something like that. So, magkakaiba ngayon yung radius nung paths, nung circular path na tina-travel ng dalawang isotope. And therefore, they can now separate yung U-235 and U-238 isotopes. And that's very important. Kasi kapag combine sila, sobrang unstable dahil dun sa isang isotope. Okay? So, gusto nila purely isang isotope lang. Okay? And yan yung ginamit din sa Manhattan Project, nila Oppenheimer, etc. So they can create a more stable na plutonium and uranium isotopes. Okay. Kaya naging race din to before. Naging race yung paggawa ng particle accelerator. But Lorentz did it first. And although maraming sentiments dun nung World War II kasi scientists are forced to forced to work for their government either by Axis or allies. So anyway, so yan yung most powerful accelerator before. So now, ginagamit pa rin natin yan to separate isotopes para maging purely metal yung mga components natin, etc. Okay? However, meron na tayong more powerful accelerator which is the Large Hadron Collider. And mas maraming pwedeng gawin doon. Hindi lang mag-separate ng isotopes, they can do more than just separating isotopes. Okay? Okay? So, yan yung cyclotron. So, let's provide an example. So, consider a beam of electron from the left, right? with a charge of minus E and mass ME as it enters a region with a uniform magnetic field with a speed 20 meters per second. And the electron follows the path shown. If the beam travels a distance of 5 cm inside the region, what is the magnitude and direction of the magnetic field? So, when solving, again, i-separate natin yung direction ng vector sa magnitude. Okay? So, for this, actually, baka mas important na direction muna yung kailangan natin malaman kasi pwede tayong mag-right hand rule, pwede tayong mag-left hand rule. Right? So, to determine the direction, kung positively charged particle, right, F must always be radially inward. Right? Ito yung V cross B natin. V cross B, radially inward. Okay? Kapag negative charge particle, actually, since electron siya, negative charge, para maging force ay inwards, dapat yung magnetic field out of the page. Okay? So if you try to, hindi ko alam kung, hindi ko pala ma-demo. Kung out of the page, ay, ano ba yan? Kung out of the page ngayon yung magnetic field, so actually pwede, dalawa lang naman yan. It's either into the page or out of the page, right? Kasi ito yung force, ito yung V, right? So, ayun, so kung out of the page, V cross B, makikita nyo na yung thumb nyo will point to the right. But, since negative, kailangan mong baliktarin para makuha yung tamang direction ng force. Okay? So, remember lang. Okay? So, V cross B, kung to the right yung, ay kung out of the page yung B, makuha nyo to the right yung thumb nyo after nung right hand rule. But then, since negative yung electron, beam of electron siya, kailangan nyo baliktarin to get this force. So, ganun din dito. V cross B, ito yung lalabas. But since negative, kailangan nyo baliktarin. Okay. Huwag nyo lang kakalimutan i-reverse yung direction kung negative charge. So, yun lang yung important here to find the direction of the missing vector. Okay. So, we can now get the magnitude. So, the cyclotron radius is this. We can isolate yung magnitude ng magnetic field. Since the path, etong 5 cm, yun yung path na trinavel sa loob. And that is a quarter circle. So, we can actually get yung cyclotron radius from that. That is just 1/4 ng circumference kapag buong circle siya. So, R is just this. And we plug in dun sa magnetic field. Okay? And we get this. So, ito na yung magnetic field direction out of the page. Okay? So, very important lang in this question is, ano yung direction ng magnetic field? Ng magnetic field. Recall na charge mo ay electron. So, hanapin niyo yung mga keywords na yon. Ano yung particle? Ano yung sign? Right? Tapos sabi dito, the beam travels a distance of 5 cm while inside the region. So, ito na yung buong 5 cm. Itong green na to. Kaya siya yung quarter circle. Okay? Okay ba yun? Questions? Okay. 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 So, hindi naman to quiz, hindi naman papa-quiz. Although, sa DQ, medyo mas mahaba yung mga DQ natin. So, next week na yung mga DQs. So, next week na lang. Okay. Okay. So, for example, a proton, positive charge, ito yung mass, enters a uniform magnetic field B to the x direction with a velocity na may dalawang component, I hat and k hat. Okay. So, task to obtain the following quantities: the force, the radius, the angular speed, and the cyclotron period. Okay? So, ito yung V. Meron siyang I hat and K hat component, but your magnetic field is just I hat component. So, actually, to get the force, yung total magnetic force, kunin lang natin yung cross product. Okay? So, that is your Q. Ito yung charge. V cross B. So, again, kung ano kayong comfortable sa inyo in getting the cross product, we actually obtain this. So, this is the magnetic force. Okay? So, pwede natin gawin yata dito yun, yung takip-takip, I think. So, halimbawa, yung first component, tatakpan natin to. So, cross product, this minus this. So, that is 0 minus 2 times 10. Ay, 0 minus 0. Ito pala, sorry. So, 0. So, 0 yung I hat. Right? Now, yung gitna naman, takpan natin to. So, this will be this. That is 2 times 10 to the 5.5 times 0.5 minus this. So, 0. So, that will be a positive. So, yan, tama yan, minus negative. So, positive this, J hat. Okay? Tapos, pag tinakpan naman natin to, meron tayong 0 minus 0. Kaya 0 yung K hat. Okay? So, this is now your magnetic force. Okay? Just multiply lang. Okay? So, positive J hat lang yung magnetic force. Now, for the radius, we just need the perpendicular component of the velocity. Ano ba yung perpendicular component? This is the component perpendicular to the force. Okay? Perpendicular to the force. Kasi remember, perpendicular to the magnetic field. Right? So, yung, bakit magnetic field? Wait lang. Okay. Pwede rin naman pala. Okay. So, pwede rin naman perpendicular to the magnetic field kasi yung setup natin, eto. Right? So, perpendicular to the magnetic field siya kasi yung magnetic field, ito yon, right? Yung parallel component, yun yung 0 kapag rinos natin with B. So, may iwan lang is yung V. Okay? So, kukunin mo lang yung component perpendicular to the magnetic field. Yung parallel component, kapag parehas sila ng direction. Okay? Since I hat yung B natin, yung parallel component niya is yung I hat, yung perpendicular component is either a K hat or a J hat. Either. So, pwedeng K hat, pwedeng J hat. Okay? So, dun galing yun. Okay? So, yung perpendicular component is yung K hat lang. So, yun lang yung kukunin nyo. 2 times 10 to the 5, yun lang yung multiply dito. And we get the cyclotron radius. So, plug and play lang yan. So, alam na natin yung B, alam natin yung Q and M. We can get the angular speed and the cyclotron period. Okay? So, medyo madali lang siya, plug and play. Okay? Ang critical lang siguro is finding what is perpendicular and what is the parallel component. So, parallel, again, kung same direction. Okay? Like this. So, I hat to, dapat yung parallel niya is yung I hat, yung perpendicular components either a J hat or a K hat. Okay? Question? Clear ba yan? Clear naman. Okay? Okay, sige. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So now we move on to a hindi na particle but a wire. and we want to find or calculate the magnetic force on these current carrying wires. Okay. So suppose we have this wire that has current on it immersed in a magnetic field. What is the force experienced by this wire? So we can derive an expression for the total force on moving charges in a length L of the conductor with cross-sectional area A. Okay? The number of charges per unit volume is N. So ito yung N natin, ito yung density dati, alam na natin to. Ito yung number of charges per unit volume, para siyang charge density, something like charge density. Okay, where volume is equal to AL. So Q over AL. And so we can get, we can obtain this. So ito actually, dito lang yun galing. Okay. Number of charge pala. N pala to dapat. So number of charges per volume. Okay. So yung area, ay yung number of particles N or number of charges is just small n, yung density, times AL. Okay. So with that, the total magnetic force will be yung QV cross B, pero imumultiply lang natin nung N charges. Okay? Again, bakit? Kasi merong N charges itong wire natin. So may charge ka dito. Ano ba yan? May charge ka dito. Right? May charge ka dito. May charge ka dito. And each of these will have a corresponding QV cross B. Ito ay may velocity V. Ito ay may velocity V. Ito ay may velocity V. So lahat sila may V cross B. So parang sa sum up mo lang sila, which is parang nag-multiply ka lang ng N kung ilan yung charges. Okay? Kasi pare-parehas lang naman yung charge na yun, identical charges, and we have this. Okay? Yung L, or yung V cross B, so kunin natin yung magnitude, we get that, and recall na yung current density is yung NQVD, and yung current is NQVDA. So actually, yung force natin is just ILB sine phi. Yung magnitude ng force. Okay? We can turn it back to a cross product form kasi may sign. Ito lang yon, IL cross B. Okay? So, take note, kahit na yung vector arrow natin nasa L, yung direction ng L will depend on the direction of the current. Okay? Okay? So, yung current I, siya yung magsasabi ng direction ng L. Okay? Although yung arrow nilalagay natin sa L, which is, hindi ko rin alam kung bakit. Kasi sasabi nila yung I current, dapat magnitude, walang direction. Pero siya naman talaga yung may direction. But, I know it may confuse you, but, take this na lang as one single entity, yung IL. One single, for the vector form. Okay? So, actually, we can get the magnitude and the direction using right-hand rule. So, pwede pa rin tayo mag-right-hand rule. Actually, yeah. Right? So, kung mag-right-hand rule tayo dito, ang I is directed to the right. Ang B is into the page. So, mag-right-hand rule tayo. I cross B. Ano ngayon yung direction ng force in this scenario? Anong direction ng force? In this case, okay, ang direction ng force will be upwards. Okay? Tama? Kapag nag-I cross B tayo, I cross B, yung thumb natin will pointing upwards. Okay? Okay. So, yung force natin is directed upwards for this scenario. Okay. So, for example, a wire carrying current into the plane of the figure, yung I na to, is between the north and south pole of two bar magnets. What is the direction of the force exerted by the magnets on the wire? Okay. So recall, magnetic field lines start or points from north to south pole. Okay. So magnetic field lines points from north to south pole. Okay. So in that case, pwede na tayong mag cross product or mag right hand rule. I is into the page, cross B, which is to the right. So if you use right hand rule, your thumb will point, ano kaya? So it will point downwards, right? Dapat downwards. Okay. So I cross B after right hand rule, yung force natin will point downwards. Okay. Excuse. So what if, so kanina mga single wire, what if marami ng wires or like isang wire na bent in multiple ways? So consider the wire bent as shown. The vertical segments are 1 meters while the horizontal segment is 0.5 meters and there's a current 2 amps flowing in the direction. Okay. This bent wire is immersed in a magnetic field of 10 Tesla pointing to the right. What is the magnitude and direction of the net magnetic force experienced by the whole wire? Okay. Paano to? So, tatlo yung wires natin. Meron yung pababa na nasa top wire, yung pababa na nasa bottom wire, and then yung horizontal na nasa middle. Okay? So, if we assign a direction, kung I hat to the right, tapos J hat yung upwards, then we obtain this. So, BI hat, yung mid, ang L niya is I hat or yung IL niya, while yung LN ng top and bottom is negative J hat. Okay? So, to find our net magnetic force, we calculate per segment. So, hiwalay natin again yung magnitude sa yung direction. So, for the direction, yung top segment, I cross B, if we use right-hand rule, pababa, right? I cross B. So, yung magnetic force will be out of the page. Okay? So, out of the page. Now, middle segment, since L is parallel to B, pareha silang to the right, yung cross product, 0. So, wala kang force. Wala kang actually direction, di ba? Hindi ka makakapag right hand rule dyan. And then yung bottom segment, out of the page din. So, pababa. So, I, pababa, cross B to the right. So, if you use right hand rule, that will be out of the page as well. Okay? So, important lang, 0 yung nasa gitna. So, now, the net force is yung total force, pero alam na natin yung F mid is 0. And, pwede na natin i-apply yung magnitude. Okay? So, IL cross B for the top part, that will just be 2 amperes times 1 meter. Hindi pala nakalagay. 1 meter to. So, 1 meter to, 1 meter din to. Right? So, 2 amperes, no, 2 amperes times 1 meter times yung 1 Tesla. Right? Kaya 2 newtons lang ilalabas. And that is the same for the top and bottom wires. Okay? And para silang K-hat, so mag-a-add up lang yung magnetic force nila. And we we get this, 4 newtons K hat. This is now the net magnetic force for the whole wire. Again, 0 yung contribution ng gitna. Okay? Nakuha? Kuha po. May questions so far? Okay, walang questions? Okay. Okay. So what if yung wire na bent natin ay bent siya pa-curve? So actually, so kung hindi na straight yung wire, curve na siya, we can still use yung IL cross B, but in a very different way. Hindi naman not so much different way. So, magkukuha na tayo ng infinitesimal element DL, right? Infinitesimal element DL, and we can get the infinitesimal force. Ito yung force experienced by this element. So, parang hatiin natin yung wire into small things, smaller wires. And we have this, that is your DF, and that is the magnitude. And then direction, pwede pa rin namang right hand rule. But to get the total, the net magnetic force, you guess it right, mag-integrate tayo. So, integral ng cross product. It may sound ridiculous, but yeah, it could be. Okay. So, let's provide an example for that. Paano ba nag-integrate ng cross product? Okay. So, what is the magnetic force acting on this semicircular wire? Okay. So, if the I is, ano yan, counterclockwise, and the B is out, the magnetic field is out of the page. So, let's see. So, first, divide the wire into many segments. Each segment will experience a very small force. So, we choose a current element. In this case, since curved siya, we can choose a current element that is an arc length, right, DL, that yung arc length nito will have a length of RD theta, right? Instead of R theta, RD theta, right? Where D theta is this angle that is swept by this arc length, okay? And then, we now draw the vector IDL. So, since counterclockwise yung I natin, so this IDL is the one perpendicular to that, perpendicular to this component, okay? So, perpendicular po yan. Okay, so yan yung IDL. So the infinitesimal force will be, yung magnitude is IDLB sine phi. And that is, if we use the right hand rule, ang I is to the right, ang magnetic field is out of the page, then the force is outwards. Okay. Now, IDL and B are perpendicular, mutually perpendicular. So, yung angle between them is just 90 degrees. So, yung sine phi, which is yung angle between, right? Itong phi is the angle between these two vectors. So, that is just 90 degrees. Okay? So, sine 90 ay 1, and we are left with IDLB. Okay? But DL is RD theta. So, we plugged it. Okay? So, we plug this here to get this IRBD theta. And then, decompose. Okay? So, itong DF, i-decompose natin into 2. So, yung pataas, yun yung Y component. Ito yung X component. Okay. Kaya important na kinukuha mo muna yung direction na dinodrawing mo yung mga vectors para malaman mo saan ka ba nagde-decompose. So, yan yung X and ito yung Y. So, Fx. Ayan. So, Fx and Fy. Okay? Ayun pala, may drawing pala siya. So, tanggalin ko na yung drawing. Ayan. So, yan yung dfx, dfy. Ano yung theta? Kung cosine theta, yung nasa x component, then dapat yung theta mo is yung nasa x-axis. Okay? So, recall, kung saan mo nilagay yung cosine theta sa pag-decompose, nandun, dapat yung theta ay nakadikit dun sa component na yan. Okay? Sa axis na yan. Okay? So, ito yung theta actually dyan. Yun yung ginamit niya. Okay? So, let's see. So, try muna natin yung, okay. So, yan na yung x component and then y component. So, the total infinitesimal force is in this form. Right? Yung fx I hat and fy j hat. Okay? I-plug yung x component and y component. So, the total force will now be this one. Okay? So, actually, natanggal natin yung cross product. We just have to integrate. And, dali lang mag-integrate ng cosine and sine. Right? Integral ng cosine. That is just sine theta. So, integral ng cosine, sine theta. Okay? Evaluated from pi to 0. So, meron kang sine pi minus sine 0. That will be, ano yung sine pi? Sine pi ay 0. Sine 0 ay 0 din. Right? Sine pi 0. Sine 0 ay 0 din. Okay? So, actually, ito, mawawala yan. So, mawawala to. 0 to. May iwan ka nitong sine theta. So, integral naman ng sine theta, ito ay evaluated from pi to 0. Okay. Yung sine theta naman, integral niya ay negative cosine theta. Sorry, yung pangat ko magsulat saan. Cosine theta, evaluated from pi to 0. So, we have negative cosine pi. Ano yun? Negative cosine pi, that will be negative 1. Right? Kasi ang cosine pi ay negative 1. Minus, tama ba? Cosine pi. Tama. Minus, negative cosine 0. Ang cosine 0 ay 1. Okay? So, we have actually 2. Ay, mali pala. We have actually 1, negative 1 plus 1. And that is why we get a 2 here. Okay? So, yun yung 2 IRB J hat. Okay? So, yung math, kayo na bahala sa math sa pag-integrate. I think kaya nyo na mag-integrate niyan. Okay? And, ang important lang dito is J hat lang siya. So, nag-0 to. So, wala siyang I hat component. J hat lang meron. Okay? So, meaning, ang net force ng buong wire, itong buong wire na to will just move upwards. Right? Okay. So, given ka ng magnetic field na out of the page, naglagay ka ng wire na may current, yung force na may experience niya will be upwards. Okay? Malinaw? Okay. Questions? Any question? Or may hindi ba naintindihan? Okay? So, kung wala, let's move on. So, okay. So, pwede na na-calculate na natin yung force on a current carrying wire. So, what if close yung wire? Okay, so let's say we close the wire. Okay? So, kanina, open yan, semicircular. What if close yung wire? If we calculate yung net force, so ano mangyayari nito? Say we have this closed loop, yung direction ay I, right? Yung magnetic field B ay to the right. Okay? So again, we use superposition of the forces for all of the wires. Okay? But since yung I nung 1 ay parallel sa B, at actually parallel and anti-parallel, itong dalawa. So, yung IL cross B nila, 0. Right? Wala kang cross product ng parallel vectors. Okay? So, I cross B dito ay 0, I cross B dito ay 0. So, may titira lang ay yung F2 at F4 na lang. But, if we use cross product, yung right hand rule, yung I nito ay cross B, yung resulting force dito ay out of the page. Tama? Dito naman, I cross B, ang resulting naman dito ay into the page. Itong wire na to. Right? And they will have the same magnitude kasi same lang naman yung length, same yung current, same yung magnetic field. So actually, opposite lang sila. So opposite direction but same magnitude. So that means, if we plug in that here, so sa F2, yung net force na makuha natin is 0. Okay? 0 yung up and down kasi parallel and anti-parallel. And this wire and this wire will cancel out each other for the force. Okay? Kakancel lang yung force nila. So actually, ito yung laging tatandaan. For any closed loop na may current immersed in a magnetic field B, kahit ano pa yung shape niya, yung net force na na-experience niya will always be 0. Okay? Kahit ano pa yung shape, basta closed loop na may current, tas may magnetic field, 0 yung net force. Okay? Now, let's see ano na mangyari sa net torque. Okay? So, recall yung torque is R cross F. So, let's turn this, i-view natin from sa ilalim. Okay? So, i-turn around natin siya. So, nandito yung mata natin ngayon. Ikaw lang para mag-drawing na mata. Okay. So, let's see. So, tingnan natin sa ilalim. Okay. Tingnan natin sa ilalim. So, i-flatten natin. So, parang itumba natin yung current loop na yan. To get the torque. So, ito yung edge view. Viewed from the bottom nung kanina. So, again, we can get the net torque. Yung force 1 and force 3, both are 0. So, kung 0 yung forces nila, then the torque is also 0. Right? So, we are left with torque 2 and torque 4. Yung torque nung wire 2 saka wire 4. But the wire 2 has a force upwards. Kanina, out of the page, nung tinumba natin, naging upwards. Tapos, yung isa naman, into the page yung force. So, tinumba natin, naging downwards. Okay? Tapos, R cross F. Ito yung R nila. Right? So, yan yung R, yung distance from the pivot point, which is your O. That's just B over 2. Okay? So, we plug in those, yung R1 F2 and R2 F4. And yung sign nila. But again, F2, yung magnitude are equal. Opposite lang yung sign, di ba? Opposite lang yung direction ng forces. So, we plug those in. And we get this. So, ito yung net torque. Okay? So, B times F2, where B is recall is yung ito yung wire natin, sorry. Ito yung B, ito yung A. Right? Ito yung A. So, yung force actually na to, using yung IL cross B is just IAB. Yung L, yung length ng wire na yon, right? Tapos, yung B na to is yung galing dito. Okay? B over 2 plus B over 2. So, B na lang siya. Yun naman yung galing sa torque. Okay? Galing dito sa torque. Okay? So, actually, yung A times B, yung small a and small b, yun lang yung area nung current natin, nung loop natin. So, we can actually simplify yung torque to be IAB. Okay. So, yung net torque for any closed loop is just equal to I current times the area. Okay. So, yung torque is created by the magnetic force. So, wala mang force, net force ay 0, pero meron kang net torque for any closed loop. And in this case, yung direction will be clockwise. Okay. Ngayon, kung tabingi yung wire with respect sa magnetic field, okay, so ito na yung magnetic field, right? Tapos yung wire natin is this, ito yung IDL. Parang nandyan yung IDL. Okay? So magkakaroon ka lang ng yung sine, yung theta 1 and theta 2, hindi na exactly 90 degrees. Okay? Hindi na exactly 90 degrees. But the magnitudes are still the same. Yung torque 1 and torque 3 still 0 kasi 0 pa rin yung net force ng F1 and F3. And we are left with this. So actually, net torque is this IAB sine theta. Ito yung mas general form where theta is the angle between yung area vector and yung current direction. Okay? So if you have a rectangular wire, yung area niya ay AB, kapag circular wire, pi r squared. Okay? So some remarks, a current loop with area A, basta closed, so may area siya, and current I in a uniform magnetic field B experiences no net magnetic force. Okay? No net magnetic force, zero magnetic force, but it does experience a magnetic torque. Okay? Okay? And that torque tends to rotate this closed loop in order of decreasing the angle between, para maging parallel yung magnetic field and area vector A. Okay? So actually now, we can define a magnetic dipole moment. So dati may electric dipole tayo, di ba? Yung sa QV, right? Tas yung torque ay P cross E, right? If you recall, yung electric dipole dati ay yung torque, electric torque is P cross E. Right? Tapos yung U, yung stored energy, ay negative P dot E, where P is yung dipole moment, electric dipole moment. Okay? So here, we can actually define a similar term. Meron tayong magnetic dipole moment, which is just IA. Okay? So yung magnitude is yung I times the area. And the direction, use right-hand rule. Okay? So right-hand screw rule ang tawag, pero right-hand rule din, what happens is you point your 4 fingers. So you draw your 4 fingers across the loop. Itong 4 fingers, i-loop nyo around dun sa current. And then your thumb will point dun sa mu. Okay? So parang ite-trace nyo yung current using your 4 fingers. And then your thumb will point to the area vector or that mu or that dipole moment. Okay? So ganun siya. Ay, okay lang. So that is your mu. And so, any current loop, any closed loop that experiences a torque is considered a magnetic dipole. So dati, ang electric dipole, kailangan meron kang positive and negative charge. So for a magnetic dipole to exist, kailangan meron kang closed loop, which makes sense kasi kailangan closed yung magnetic field lines. Okay? So for example, here, ang I is clockwise. So yung magnitude ng magnetic dipole moment is IAB. We can choose, actually hindi pala we can choose. We choose our magnetic dipole moment such that parehas yung direction niya with the area vector. Okay? Yung area vector will now be yung thumb din nung after natin mag right hand screw rule. Okay? So again, your 4 fingers, i-draw nyo to. So, sundan nyo to with your 4 fingers habang nagka-curl, habang and your thumb will point dun sa A or sa mu. Okay? And that's how you get this direction. Okay? Ito naman, kung counterclockwise yung current, again, your 4 fingers, i-trace nyo yung loop clockwise, then your thumb will point outwards. Okay? Out of the page. Okay? Malinaw? Malinaw yan. Okay? So, yan yung magnetic dipole moment. So, we can actually now rewrite yung torque to be mu cross B. Okay? Kung IAB siya, so the torque tends to rotate the loop in order of decreasing phi, and so ito na yung net torque. Mu cross B na lang siya. So dati, yung electric torque, P cross E, right? Yung magnetic torque is mu cross B. So, medyo similar. Diba? Dipole moment cross the vector field. Okay? Ngayon, kung meron tayong n loops close together, so hindi lang isa, so marami ng loops to. So may loop ka dito, loop yan, loop yan. So maraming loops. Ang mangyayari lang, yung mu cross B, ay yung dipole moment, mamultiply ng n, so yung torque, mamultiply lang din ng n. Okay? So, hindi naman masyado malaki yung effect. So, mamultiply lang ng n loops, where n is the number of loops. Okay? So, that is your magnetic torque. This is your electric torque. So, the torque of an electric dipole aligns the electric dipole moment to the electric field. Okay? While the torque of the magnetic dipole also aligns the magnetic dipole moment to the magnetic field. Okay. So, yun lagi yung torque. Gusto niya mag-align yung dalawang vector na kinocross mo. And when that happens, kailangan meron tayong potential energy. Kailangan alam natin yung stability saka energy needed para mag-align, maging stable yung system natin. Okay? So, yung potential energy ng magnetic dipole actually is just negative mu dot B. So, nakita na natin to kasi yung sa electric dipole, negative P dot E naman siya. So, hindi naman malayo, right? Yung cases natin, same pa rin, stable, unstable. So, stable yung equilibrium kapag yung angle between the dipole and the vector field is 0. Right? Kung parallel sila. So, actually, nakita na natin to before dun sa P dot E, sa electric dipole case. Okay? So, if parallel yung mu and B, then cosine 0 is 1, pero negative yung U, right? Recall ay U ay negative mu dot B. Okay? Or negative mu B cosine phi. Okay? So, may negative ka dito. Okay? So, wag niyo kakalimutan yan. So, U ay potential energy ay minimum. Okay? Sa unstable, kapag naman yung mu, dipole moment, at yung magnetic field ay anti-parallel, then maximum naman yung potential energy or positive. Okay? Okay? If the dipole moment is perpendicular to B, then wala kang potential energy. 0 naman siya. Okay? So, nakita na natin to before. Kita natin to before. Okay? So, konting examples na lang. So, consider a circular loop of wire carrying a current I flowing in the clockwise direction as shown in the figure. The loop is immersed in a uniform magnetic field directed to the left. What is the direction of the magnetic force experienced by the loop? Ano kaya? Ano kaya yung direction? Yung direction, dapat 0. So, total magnetic force for any closed loop is always 0. So, tatandaan nyo yan. Okay. Baka kasi magbigay sa exam, binigyan kayo ng kakaibang shape ng wire, ano yung net magnetic force, tapos kinalculate nyo pa, nag-integrate kayo. Of course, pag nag-integrate kayo, 0 din yung makukuha nyo dyan. But, just remember, kapag closed current loop, magnetic force, 0. But, magnetic torque, non-zero. Okay? Meron ka lang magnetic torque. Wala kang magnetic force for any closed current loop. Okay? Okay? Okay ba yan? Okay ba yan? Okay ba tayo doon? Okay. So, consider the same scenario. Ano naman yung net torque? So, para makuha yung net torque, again, yung I, gamitin natin yung right hand screw rule. We can actually use our right hand screw rule. So, if you trace yung current, yung four fingers into the direction of the current, we get the mu to be directed into the page. Right? Kasi yung, ano ba yan? Yung mu ay IA. So, mu equals IA. Okay? So, we have to use our four fingers to trace yung current direction and your thumb will point to the mu. Right? So, yun na yung dipole moment. Ang dipole moment natin ay into the page. Okay? And then, for the torque, ang torque naman natin ay, ano ba ang torque? Mu cross B naman. So, into the page, cross the magnetic field to the right, will be mu cross B, that will be upwards. Okay? So, dalawang right-hand rule ang gagawin natin. Isang right-hand screw rule sa current to get the mu, and then, cross product or right-hand rule ng mu and B to get a torque that is positive Y. Okay? So, mu is along negative z-axis, papasok. B is along negative x-axis. So the torque is positive y direction. Okay? Malinaw? Malinaw yan? Okay. Okay, so basta yan. Dalawang dalawang right-hand rule, isa for the mu and then isa for the torque. Okay? Last example, consider the two loops with area A shown here. Tapos given din yung direction. So ito ay x versus z and then z versus y. Find the torque and the potential energy of each loop. Okay? So actually isa lang gagawin natin yung loop A lang. Okay? Ano yun? Magnetic field is in the y direction. Plus y direction. Okay? So J hat. J hat lang yung magnetic field. So for loop A, find the magnetic torque and potential energy. So first, yung torque, mu cross B. So hanapin muna natin yung mu. So ano yung mu dito? So ang mu, again, is IA. Okay? IA. So yan yung mu. Ang I natin, so mag-right hand screw rule tayo with the direction of the current. So again, trace the current loop with your 4 fingers. So ito yung current. As you trace your 4 fingers, yung thumb nyo will point outwards. Right? Out of the page. So yung mu natin will be out of the page. Okay? So ano yun? So yun ay negative J hat. Okay? So mu natin will be I times area negative J hat. Okay? So yun yung mu natin in this case. Okay? So yun yung negative IA J hat. I-cross natin with the B, which is BJ hat. So again, same sila ng direction. So kung same ng direction, J hat cross J hat, meaning parallel sila, dapat yung cross product ay 0. Tama? For the potential energy, negative mu dot B. So yung dot product naman natin tong negative IA saka B. So, makuha lang natin ay IAB. So positive yung U, that means unstable equilibrium. Okay? So ganoon lang. So dalawang right-hand rule. Isa for the mu, the dipole moment. Isa for the torque. Okay? Sige, gawin na rin natin yung loop B. For loop B, so torque, mu cross B ulit. So again, yung trace natin yung current with our fingers, 4 fingers. And then the loop, the dipole moment will point to the direction of the thumb. So ano naman yun? That will be negative I hat. Okay? So out of the page ulit, out of the page. But in this case, yun ay negative x or negative I hat. Right? So that is negative IA I hat cross BJ hat. And so yung net torque natin will be negative K hat. Okay. For the potential energy, dot product lang natin. But since magkaiba sila ng direction, yung potential energy natin is just 0. Okay. Okay. So minimum naman yung potential energy. Minimum ba? Yeah. Okay? Ayun. Questions so far? Question ba? So again, so today, we discussed yung cyclotron, how it is used during World War II, of course. Or actually, ginagamit pa rin naman ngayon in isolating isotopes or different types of particles actually. Pwede rin different types of particles. Hindi kailangan pareha silang uranium. Okay, pwedeng gusto mo lang isolate yung, gusto mo lang makakuha ng pure element. Right? Pure element. So, yun yung cyclotron. Important is dun sa cross product, right? Yung QV cross B, ang kukunin lang natin is yung perpendicular component in general. Okay? Dun sa QV cross B. Okay? So, yan yung important for the force sa cyclotron. Next, we have also found out that for any closed loop, kahit ano pa itsura ng loop na yan, yung net force is always 0, right? But yung net torque is non-zero. At yung net torque actually is related to the dipole moment, mu cross B, which is similar sa P cross E, sa electric torque. And yung potential energy stored, similar lang din ng form, meron lang tayo negative mu dot E. Okay. And everything else follows. So yung mga natutunan natin sa uniform circular motion, ma-apply natin dito. Yung mga natutunan natin sa electric dipole moment and stability, makukuha natin dito. Okay? But ang important, for any closed loop, the net magnetic force is 0. Okay? Okay ba? Okay ba yan? Okay. So, okay. So, any questions? Any questions? Okay, so kung wala, let's continue discussion tomorrow para masagutan yung prob set. But I will wait lang. Sige, i-extend ko naman yung deadline ng prob set kasi medyo nahuhuli tayo. Wala pang formal announcement. But may extend naman yun. Okay. So tomorrow, let's continue discussion. So sana mahabol natin yung yung lectures para masagutan yung prob set. And then DQ next week na lang ulit. Mag-upload na lang ako next week ng DQ. Okay. Medyo magiging mahaba yung DQs natapos ko na gawin lahat ng questions for magnetism. Medyo mahaba but nandun na lahat. Like nandun lahat ng possible types of questions na itatanong sa exam. So I really suggest look, basta aralin nyo talaga yung mga DQs. Yung prob sets kasi hindi ko makontrol kasi maraming iba-iba yung gumagawa ng prob sets. But yung DQ, nandun lahat ng possible ways, possible things na itatanong. Okay. Online class po ba bukas? Ano bang mas gusto nyo? Mas gusto nyo ba online or face-to-face? Kasi, nagsabi naman ng NIP na hindi naman sila magko-close. NIP will have its still operations hanggang bukas. Tapos may aircons naman. So far, naayos naman yung mga aircon. So, tapos bukas din yung NIP library if gusto nyo. Bukas din naman yung NIP veranda. Sige, mag-announce na lang ako later. Before 6 p.m. siguro. Kung online or face-to-face bukas. Kasi hindi ko pa maisip ngayon. Sorry. Okay lang ba yan? Okay. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Sige, hanggang 6 PM na lang. Kasi may class din ako ng hapon. But yun, sige. So, yun lang muna for today. Hanggang sa lang ako later for the extension and kung online or face-to-face tomorrow. Okay. If ever man na online, same ano pa rin naman. Same ba? Hindi ko alam kung mapapansin. Anyway, sige. So, yun lang. Any other questions? Okay, so kung wala, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. So may upload ko rin to sa YouTube, yung ang tawag dito, recorded. Okay? Dapat pala nag-stop recording na ako, no?